The overwhelming majority of Jamaicans believe Usain Bolt and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce are the greatest Jamaican sportsmen and women since independence. The findings of the latest RGR Gleaner Don Anderson poll show the track and field superstars stand head and shoulders above all other sports persons since 1962.
There is hardly a sporting figure across the globe who has been more dominant in their field in recent history than Jamaica's Usain Bolt. The 8-time Olympic champion and 11-time world champion hardly lost a race in his career and is widely considered the greatest sprinter of all time. Those sentiments are reflected in the latest RGR Gleaner Don Anderson polls, with 81% saying the world's fastest man is the country's greatest sportsman since independence. Only 3% of respondents said former fast bowling world record holder Courtney Walsh, and another 3% named 1976 Olympic 200-meter champion Donald Quarry as their top national sportsman since '62. One of those results surprised track and field expert Hubert Lawrence.
Donald Quarry, he was as huge as Bolt is now in the 1970s. He was winning championships and breaking world records. There were posters with him when we were converting from feet and inches to metric measure. There were songs about him, and that's post-independence. His gold medal in 1976 is the first gold for Jamaica since independence. And so I'm surprised he's not up there as one of the people following Bolt in the poll.
Boxer Mike McCallum, who won 7 National Sportsman of the Year titles, the same number as Bolt, was also named by 3% of respondents, while 1% of those surveyed said the men's football World Cup team of 1998 stood out in their minds. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was named as the country's greatest sportswoman in the last 60 years by 7 out of every 10 persons surveyed. 13-time National Sportswoman of the Year Merlene Ottey got the next highest number of responses, with 15% calling her the greatest. 3% of respondents thought 2-time Olympic sprint double champion Elaine Thompson-Herro, and another 3% said 3-time Olympic champion Veronica Campbell-Brown were the greatest sportswomen since 1962.
I think Merlin's place is well earned because there was a long time in post-independent Jamaican sport where she was the person who was keeping us in the mix. Those horrible 1980s with these German steroid program. Merlin was a person, every championship got home with at least a medal, sometimes 2, sometimes running the 4x1 back into it, world champion for 1991. I'm surprised Veronica Campbell is not higher because I got the feeling that the sporting public held her in very high regard. And she was the person who, along with Asafa Power with the world record in 2005, kick-started this golden era of sprinting. So I'm surprised she's not further up. But again, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, 5 times world champion at 100 meters, twice Olympic champion at 100, world champion at 200 in 2013, and still going.
Only 2% of respondents named 3-time National Sportswoman of the Year swimmer Alia Atkinson as their top sportswoman since '62. Recency may have played a role in track and field athletes dominating the survey, which was done between July 16 and 26, while the World Athletics Championships was taking place in Eugene. But Anderson has made another observation from the results.
No question, a lot more people are engaged in track and field than any other sport. It's basically our flagship sport. But I believe that there is a growing level of appreciation as to what we're doing in sports. And obviously the recency of our successes has done a lot to kind of cement in the minds of people where we are as a sporting country.
Just over 1,100 persons were surveyed, and the poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. Jordan Fort, TVJ Sports.